Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, the Status Quo, Chapter 15, Text 38. Tam Svagatam Pratihrito Payikam Svapumbis Te Chakshataksha Vishayam Svasamadhi Bhagyam Amsa Shriyor Vyajanyor Shiva Vayu Lolo Pratapatra Sashi Keshara Shikarmun. The sages headed by Sanaka Rishi saw that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who was formerly visible only within their hearts in ecstatic trance, had now actually become visible to their eyes. As he came forward, accompanied by his own associates, bearing all paraphernalia such as an umbrella, a chamara fan, and the white bunches of hair moved very gently, like two swans, and due to their favorable breeze, the pearls garlanding the umbrella also moved like drops of nectar falling from the white full moon, or ice melting due to a gust of wind. Purple. In this verse, we find the word Akshataksha Vishayam. Supreme Lord cannot be seen by ordinary eyes, but he now became visible to the eyesight of the Kumars. Another significant word is Samadhi Bhagyam. Meditators who are very fortunate to see the Vishnu form of the Lord within their hearts by following the yogic process. But to see him face to face is a different matter. This is only possible for pure devotees. The Kumars, therefore, upon seeing the Lord coming forward with his associates, who were holding an umbrella like a chamara fan, were struck with wonder that they were seeing the Lord face to face. It is said in Brahma Samhita that devotees being elevated in love of God always see Sham Sundar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, within their hearts. But when they are mature, the same God is visible before them face to face. For ordinary persons, the Lord is not visible. However, when one can understand the significance of his holy name, and one engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, beginning with the tongue by chanting and tasting prasad, and then gradually the Lord reveals himself. Thus, the devotee constantly sees Lord Vishnu within his heart, and in more mature stage, one can see the same Lord directly as we see everything else. Text 39. Krishna prasad sumukam spurhani yadhama Snehavaloka kalaya vridi samsprishantam Shame pratav urasi sobitaya shriyasvas Chudamanim subhagayantam ivatma dishnyam. Pranam Bhakti Ras. The Lord is the reservoir of all pleasure. His auspicious presence is meant for everyone's benediction, and his affectionate smiling and glancing touch the core of the heart. The Lord's beautiful bodily color is blackish, and his broad chest is the resting place of the goddess of fortune, who glorifies the entire spiritual world, the summit of all heavenly planets. Thus, it appeared that the Lord was personally spreading the beauty and good fortune of the spiritual world. Purport. When the Lord came, he was pleased with everyone. Therefore, it was stated here, Krishna Prasad Sumukam. The Lord knew that even the offensive doormen were his pure devotees, although by chance they committed an offense at the feet of other devotees. To commit an offense against the devotee is very dangerous in devotional service. Lord Chaitanya therefore said that an offense to a devotee is just like a mad elephant run loose. When a mad elephant enters a garden, it tramples all the plants. Similarly, an offense unto the feet of a pure devotee murders one's position in devotional service. On the part of the Lord, there was no offended mood because he does not accept any offense created by his sincere devotee. But a devotee should be very cautious of committing offenses at the feet of another devotee. The Lord, being equal to all and being especially inclined to his devotee, looked as mercifully at the offenders as at the offended. This attitude of the Lord was due to his unlimited quantity of transcendental qualities. His cheerful attitude towards the devotees was so pleasing and heart-touching that his very smile was attractive. The attraction was so glorious, not only for all the higher planets of this material world, but beyond, for the spiritual world also. Generally, a human being has no idea of what the constitutional position is in the higher material planets, which are far better constituted in regard to all paraphernalia. Yet the Vaikuntha planet is so pleasing and so celestial that it is compared to the middle jewel or locket in a necklace of jewels. In this verse, the words Sfaraniya Dhamma indicate that the Lord is the reservoir of all pleasure, because he has all the transcendental qualities. Although only some of these are aspired for by persons who hanker after the pleasure of merging in the impersonal Brahman, there are other aspirants who want to associate with the Lord personally as his servants. The Lord is so kind that he gives shelter to everyone, both impersonalists and devotees. He gives shelter to the impersonalists in his impersonal Brahman effulgence, whereas he gives shelter to the devotees in his personal abodes known as the Vaikuntha Lokas. He is especially inclined to his devotee. He touches the core of the heart of the devotee simply by smiling and glancing over him. The Lord is always served in the Vaikuntha Loka by many hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune, as stated by the Brahma Samhita, Lakshmi Sahasra Sapasam Brahma Seva Manam. In this material world, one is glorified if he is favored even a pinch by the goddess of fortune. So we can simply imagine how glorified is the kingdom of God in the spiritual world, where many hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune engage in the direct service of the Lord. Another feature of this verse is that it openly declares where Vaikuntha Lokas are situated. They are situated as the summit of all heavenly planets, which are above the sun globe, at the upper limit of the universe, and are known as Satyaloka or Brahmaloka. The spiritual world is situated beyond the universe. Therefore, it is stated here that the spiritual world, the Vaikuntha Loka, is the summit of all planetary systems. Text 40. Hitam shuke predunitam vini vishwarantya kanchali bir virutaya vanamalaicha babu prakosta balayam vinatasutam se Yasta hastam itarena dunanam abjam. He was adorned with a girdle that shone brightly on the yellow cloth, covering his large hips, and he wore a garland of fresh flowers which was distinguished by hummingbees. His lovely wrists were braced with bracelets, and he rested one of his hands on the shoulder of Garuda, his carrier, and twirled a lotus with another hand. Purport. Here is a full description of the personality of Godhead as personally experienced by the sages. The Lord's personal body was covered with yellow robes, and his waist was thin. In Vaikuntha, whenever there is a flower garland on the chest of the personality of Godhead or any one of his associates, it is described that the humming bees are there. All of these features were very beautiful and attractive for the devotees. One of the Lord's hands rested on his carrier, Garuda, and in another hand he twirled a lotus flower. These are personal characteristics of the personality of Godhead, Narayan. Text 41. Vidyut Chipan Makara Kundala Mantanarha Gandastalunasa Mukam Manimat Kiritam Nordanda Sanda Vivare Harata Pararja Arena Kandara Gatina Chakastubena. His countenance was distinguished by cheeks that enhanced the beauty of his alligator-shaped pendants, which outshone lightning. His nose was prominent, and his head was covered with a gem-studded crown. A charming necklace hung between his stout arms, and his neck was adorned with the gem known by the name Kaustubha. Text 42. Atropashritam iti chotsmitam indiraya svanam diya dhirachitam bahusostavadhyam ayam babasya bhavatam cha pajantam angam nemor nirchana vitripta drisho mudhakai. The exquisite beauty of Narayan, being many times magnified by the intelligence of his devotees, was so attractive that it defeated the pride of the goddess of fortune in being the most beautiful. My dear demigods, the Lord who thus manifested himself is worshipable by me, by Lord Shiva, and by all of you. The sages regarded him with unsated eyes and joyously bowed their heads at his lotus feet. Purport. The beauty of the Lord was so enchanting that it could not be sufficiently described. The goddess of fortune is supposed to be the most beautiful sight within the spiritual and material creations of the Lord. She has a sense of being the most beautiful, yet her beauty was defeated when the Lord appeared. In other words, the beauty of the goddess of fortune is secondary in the presence of the Lord. In the words of the Vaishnava poets, it is said that the Lord's beauty is so enchanting that it defeats hundreds of thousands of cupids. He is therefore called Madana Mohan. It is also described that the Lord sometimes becomes mad after the beauty of Radharani. Poets describe that under those circumstances, although Lord Krishna is Madana Mohan, he becomes Madana Daha, or enchanted by the beauty of Radharani. Actually, the Lord's beauty is super excellent, surpassing even the beauty of Lakshmi in Vaikuntha. The devotees of the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets want to see the Lord as the most beautiful, but the devotees in Gokul, or Krishna Loka, want to see Radharani as more beautiful than Krishna. The adjustment is that the Lord, being Bhakta Vatsala, or one who wants to please his devotees, assumes such features so that devotees like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and other demigods may be pleased. Here also, for the devotee sages, the Kumars, the Lord appeared in his most beautiful feature, and they continued to see him without satiation and wanted to continue seeing him more and more. And thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 43 on Monday. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Our glories to the assembled devotees, our glories to the worldwide devotees, Swami Bhakti Deva Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Nishinapur Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Puri Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Suvati Jagannath Jew Ki Jai.
Jai.
Munamai Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Yuri Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Sham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Devi, bring the Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Kirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Scientific Kirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Princeton Institute Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Institute Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Nikai Gaur Premanand.
Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Shrimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai. Jai Bhakti Rasa.
जय श्रीपाद कृष्ण केशव प्रभु जी की जय। दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु।